Wild weather, heavy rain and wind causing problems tonight as flooding swamps a Lake Erie town and thousands are left in the dark. Will Uick shows us some of the area's hardest hit. Back to normal.
We're just looking forward to a little bit of normalcy again.
It was a long time coming, and it is about time, and it's a perfect time of year to start anew.
Postponed by the pandemic last year, people are ready to get out and enjoy this Memorial Day weekend. January Keaton shows us the different ways to mark the holiday. Camp Vaccine, what the CDC tonight is telling parents of children heading to summer camp soon. And Transition Journey.
I wanted to be a dad and a husband. I had dreams of that when I was a kid.
One man's dream for gender affirmation is realized thanks to surgeons right here.
From the WKYC studios, this is What's Next.
Just a snapshot of what we have seen, and we are all talking about the weather tonight as the strong winds and heavy rain put a damper on the start of the Memorial Day weekend. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sarah Shookman. Russ has the night off. So just how long will this rain and wind last? Our meteorologist Matt Standridge is in for the chief tonight with a first look. Hi, Matt.
Hey, good evening, Sarah. It's been windy all day, especially this afternoon and evening. Right now, those wind gusts are still clocking in over 30 miles per hour, especially once you get very close towards the lakeshore. There's just nothing blocking it. That northeast wind on the backside of the storm system just keeps hitting us right along the lakeshore communities. However, once you head further south, we still have some wind. It's not maybe quite as strong. We still have gusts over 20 miles per hour in Worcester, Akron, and in Canton. And guess what? The wind is likely to pick up throughout the overnight hours. You're likely going to hear it overnight. And those northeast winds are also keeping us pretty cool. Most of us are now in the 40s. It's upper 40s in downtown. You get back out towards the west side suburbs. We're back in the mid 40s, 46 in Medina. Same story in Elyria at this moment. And then on top of that, like Sarah mentioned, we have the wind, but we've also had the rain. A lot of us picked up just under an inch of rain today. And right now, it doesn't look like much is going on. Got a couple sprinkles near Wayne County and Holmes County. What you can't see, though, is a lot of these clouds are really low and they're giving us a patchy mist, and we'll have that patchy mist the rest of the evening hours. Tomorrow we'll continue to have more of these northwest winds and then also more rain towards Indiana. This band's going to head towards us. We'll let you know when the next band of rain will start to move on through, and Sarah will also let you know when the wind will finally calm down. That's coming up.
We are looking forward to that, Matt. Thanks. Well, thousands of people across Northeast Ohio are without power now because of today's storms. At last check, First Energy is reporting some 18,000 power outages, mainly in Cuyahoga, Lake, Ashtabula, and Lorain counties, those lakeshore areas Matt was talking about. Cleveland Public Power says they're working to restore service to a few remaining customers. Well, the area hardest hit by the storm seems to be Port Clinton, where fast-moving Lake Erie waves swamped the city in a matter of hours, shutting down ferry access to the islands and other activities. As Will Uick reports, this is not the start to the summer season the area was hoping for.
Never in a million years will we think this would happen.
For Steve Hammer, the flooding in Port Clinton did more than just close roads and cancel the Walleye Festival.
The entire road was completely flooded. Had to wait across the road to get over here to find out all my stuff was gone.
It damaged his business.
Dollar-wise, I don't even know. It's in the thousands.
He and many other vendors are in the same wet shoes after rain and heavy wind caused flooding down trees and power lines and threw debris all over the city, stranding motorists along the way.
We have pulled probably 25 people out that have not taken them out of their vehicles that have not heeded the barricades.
The fire chief says one of the reasons it's so dangerous to be driving through this water is not only do you not know how deep it is, but you also don't know what's underneath of it. There's a lot of debris today from the wind and the flooding. You see behind me that some limbs have gotten knocked over, blown around, some trees as well, some pieces of the building. And then if you come over here, you can actually see fish from Lake Erie on the sidewalk. It's gotten so bad, they had to pull the snow plows out to move it all.
You know, there's a debris. I'm surprised I don't have a flat tire yet. But there's debris all the way under.
And while snowplows clean the streets of dead fish in Port Clinton, 23 miles away, Cedar Point was forced to close down as well as the ferries to Put in Bay.
A couple years ago, we had it pretty high, but not like this. This is the worst I've seen it in a long time.
It's a scene those living along Lake Erie have witnessed in different severities before, and luckily are prepared for it.
They put dikes, banks, sandbags, anything to keep the water out.
Port Clinton police say there's been no reported deaths, just stuff that needs cleaned and replaced. So the community as well as the festival vendors will just clean up, dry off, and attempt to get right back to lakeside living as soon as Mother Nature allows.
Sunday and Monday, hopefully, I'll come back out. I won't have the tent, but I'll have a table, and I have some, whatever I have left at home to bring out to sell. So we'll regroup. It's nothing we can do anything about. Mother Nature is pretty unforgiving.
In Port Clinton, Will Ewick, 3 News.
Well, we have turned a pandemic corner now, and Memorial Day marks the first big holiday since some health mandates were dropped. Now, while you can't tell by the weather that this weekend is the unofficial start to summer, January Keaton reports there will still be plenty to do despite the not-so-great outdoors.
Rain, rain, go away. Unfortunately, it's going to continue another day as we gear up for the holiday weekend. But bad weather won't stop the fun.
We're eager to have people walk around and just see what we do and take in the atmosphere.
The Market Garden Brewing Company excited to be open and ready to welcome people in.
We are opening up our production facility for tours.
It'll be the first time since the brewery stopped tours amid COVID. Then you might want to get some ribs to wash down that beer. Or something like that. You can have both at Berea's National Rib Cook-Off and Beer Fest at the Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds. And don't forget to make your way back toward downtown for Tremont's Greek Fest with all the gyros and lamb shakes you can shake a stick at.
It's like we've been hibernating, for so long.
If your Memorial Day festivities fly you away from Cleveland, you won't be the only one. Cleveland Hopkins anticipating more than 2 million guests between this weekend and Labor Day weekend. The airport had less than half that number last year.
I think I'm just ready to go.
If by car is how you're ready to go, experts say that's where you'll see the real rush. Around 90% of travelers will hit the road this weekend. With gas prices topping $3 a gallon, the highest in 7 years, it's best to plan ahead, say experts. When it's time to fill up, don't wait till the last minute. If you're looking to spend the holiday weekend shopping till you drop, you'll find some major deals on items like electronics, cars, and of course, Memorial Day mattress sales are everywhere. Many stores reopening for business for the first time after being shut down for the pandemic. But no matter what you do, whether near or far, roadways or skyways, remember what this weekend is really about. Honoring and mourning those who have died fighting for our country so that we can enjoy ourselves this weekend a little safer. And if you're traveling through Ohio this weekend, get on WKYC.com. Our digital team posted a comprehensive guide for you. Check it out. It's got the best gas prices and construction zones to be aware of. Sarah.
Definitely important tips and a great reminder about what this really is about Monday.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, January. Well, President Biden was in Cleveland yesterday. He traveled to Virginia today, visiting with military members and their families. While back in Washington, Senate Republicans killed a bill that would have formed a bipartisan commission to study the January 6th Capitol insurrection. It marks the first filibuster of the Biden presidency.
The yeas are 54, the nays are 35.
Out of fear or fealty to Donald Trump, the Republican minority just prevented the American people from getting the full truth about January 6th.
They'd like to continue to litigate the former president into the future.
6 Republicans voted to move the bill forward, crossing party lines, including outgoing Ohio Senator Rob Portman. Now, despite today's defeat, Majority Leader Schumer said he could bring this up for a vote again in the future. Well, new tonight, a breakout of COVID-19 infections has swept through the women's wing of the Medina County Jail, infecting nearly a quarter of inmates. Jail officials told 3 News Investigates that 12 female inmates have tested positive in recent days, and another 8 inmates have been placed in quarantine as a precaution. County health officials are now working inside the jail to curtail the spread. Sheriff Terry Grice said all 45 inmates were tested for the coronavirus when they were booked into the facility. The Medina County Jail, like most jails in Ohio, has been vaccinating inmates on a voluntary basis. Well, it looks like more Ohioans are getting COVID-19 vaccines ahead of that second round of the state's Vax-A-Million drawing next week. Ohio reports a 48% increase of shots compared to the week before Governor DeWine announced the lottery. The number of young people getting vaccines is also on the rise. The entry deadline is 11:59 p.m. Sunday, May 30th, this Sunday, for the second drawing, which will be Wednesday, June 2nd. New tonight, too, fully vaccinated campers and camp staff do not need to wear masks or physically distance this summer. Now, that's according to updated guidance from the CDC released today. But the agency says unvaccinated people over the age of 2 are still strongly encouraged to wear a mask for indoor activities. Still ahead for us tonight, one man's journey through gender reassignment surgery and how University Hospitals is helping him to make that transition. Monica Robbins has the special report. And still ahead, Baker Mayfield will be busy this summer, but not just getting ready for the next Brown season. Nick explains in sports.
What's Next is sponsored by Window Nation, online at windownation.com.
Welcome back. It's a surgery most people have never thought about, but for those in the trans community, it is now easily accessible right here in Northeast Ohio. I'm talking about gender affirmation surgery. Our senior health correspondent, Monica Robbins, follows the story of a man who begins his journey to full transition thanks to University Hospital's gender care team.
He's a 24-year-old man from Toledo, welding a future with industrial mechanics. He's a husband, a father to his wife's daughter from a previous marriage. His name?
Bobby with a Y for the chromosome that I've been missing.
Bobby Hillier was born female, but always knew his mind didn't match his body.
I was always wanted more masculine things versus what I was raised with. I wanted to be a dad and a husband. I had dreams of that when I was a kid.
He considered himself male throughout his life, but he knew he had to change his body to feel whole.
I came out to my family and started transitioning on hormones when I was about 18.
His first step, having his breast removed. Then he spent years researching how to get gender affirmation surgery.
I thought I'd have to travel across the country. I thought I'd have to travel hours and hours, fly maybe, and budget for a hotel.
Fortunately, Bobby was wrong. The help he needed was 2 hours east. University Hospitals recruited urologist Dr. Shabam Gupta to be part of the hospital's LGBTQ gender care team. Phalloplasty is one of his specialties.
Phalloplasty is arguably the holy grail of reconstruction as it comes to urology and plastic surgery. And basically what phalloplasty is just making a new penis.
But it also has to work.
You can urinate through it, and then has other sexual effects, sexual characteristics, or attributes of a penis.
The complex surgery is in 3 phases and can take more than a year to complete. In December, Bobby underwent a hysterectomy. Then in February, had phase 1. It's a long and complicated procedure.
Ready to start the beginning of my journey. No, I never thought I'd be able to be a 20-something and comfortable in the body that I have. So this is kind of a dream.
Skin from his left arm would transform him.
We use that tissue to make a urethra, the tube that men pee out of, as well as the outer penile tissue.
While Dr. Gupta does the functional part, plastic surgeon Dr. Tobias Long works at the same time to make it appear like it should. Both doctors say the clinic started because there is a need. Dr. Gupta estimates about 40,000 transgender people live in Ohio. Their clinic is busy.
Now it's every week, and now we're doing surgeries on a weekly basis.
About 3/4 of the patients are local.
Much safer from both, to be able to do something locally, especially this technical, both from a recovery aspect and being close to your surgeons if there are any issues.
Gender affirmation surgery is covered by most insurance, but for those who must pay out of pocket, phalloplasty can cost up to $150,000. Less than 3% of patients have risk of serious complications, which is another reason having a clinic closer to home is a safer option.
I want to be safe.
Bobby's first surgery went very well. In July, he'll be ready for phase 2.
It takes a lot of hard work and dedication, but in the end, you're going to see yourself the way you saw yourself in your dreams.
Monica Robbins, 3 News.
If you want to learn more about this complicated procedure, you can listen to the entire interviews in a 3-part podcast series Monica did. Just download Health Yeah with Monica Robbins wherever you get your podcasts. So very interesting. 11:17 now, and we've been talking about it all day. This weather, it's just crummy, folks, right? I mean, we had better plans for this weekend, but now we will make the best of it, and Matt keeps telling me each day it's going to get a little better here.
Just little by little. We've got to have patience with this one. And what's crazy is that this month we started really cold, right? We had a little bit of snow at the early part of May. It was mixed in with some rain. But then the past over 2 weeks, the weather has been spectacular. Now we're dipping into the 40s. We haven't been into the 40s in afternoon and daytime temperatures like we had today. We haven't had that in over 2.5 weeks. So it's been a while since we've been this chilly. But the good news is that it is temporary. Of course, tomorrow's still going to be kind of a cool day, a little bit windy, a couple of showers too, but we just get better. By the end of this Memorial Day weekend towards Monday, have some nice weather on the way. We just got to get through some of this. We have wind advisory still in place tonight, all the way until tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Gale warnings on our half of Lake Erie on the U.S. side. But everywhere you see the yellow color, that's why we have the chance for these wind gusts to go up towards 55 miles per hour. We've been well into the 40 mile per hour range for those gusts. Right now we're clocking in just below the 40 mile per hour range in downtown. It's 39 with those gusts, sustained at 25, but it's pretty windy across northeast Ohio. It will continue to be that way overnight. Don't be surprised if you wake up tonight with a big howl in the wind, and maybe just in case, keep things charged tonight, just in case. We have noticed some of the power outages. The numbers have been a little bit lower, but they're still fairly high right along the lakeshore. That's where we have most of our power outages. On top of that, it's cool across northeast Ohio. Literally, wind chills are in the 30s. We have a wind chill out there. Temperatures in the 40s, but then you blast this wind in. Man, it feels chilly. On top of that, we've had some rain throughout the day. We had some moderate rain this morning, and then this afternoon and evening, we had a lot of mist. We had a lot of mist for the Indians game earlier this evening. Here's some of the local rainfall totals. A lot of us stayed just below the 1 inch mark, although Lake County got a little bit over an inch, and then those rainfall totals dwindled a little bit once you got farther away from the lake. Couple showers, little sprinkles activity out there right now. We got one coming in Akron. Canton as well, getting a couple sprinkles too. There's more rain towards our west. We're watching this next batch in central Indiana going towards the Chicagoland area. This batch will be coming in for tomorrow, and it will be here for mainly the afternoon hours. So be on the lookout for a little bit more rain. Here's the timeline of when you can expect those rain chances this weekend. In the morning, couple light showers. I think the best chance to get some more showers will be in the afternoon, and then by Sunday, we're finally dry. But what about that wind? The wind's going to be strong overnight. Tomorrow morning, waking up at 7 o'clock, we'll still have those winds, especially for our lakeshore communities. But by the afternoon, by about 3 o'clock, we should start to see a change. I think after 3 o'clock, the winds start dying down the rest of the day. Of course, wind advisories are gone by then. We can finally take a quick break. Here's your National Zymar hour-by-hour forecast. A couple more showers likely tomorrow. They'll be on and off. It's not going to rain all day, but be on the lookout for some showers. And we're going to stay cool in those 40s and 50s. Here's your Union Home Mortgage 10-day outlook. Sarah, like I promised, we're going to get a little bit better day by day. The best day of this weekend, or this 3-day weekend, will be Monday itself, Memorial Day, as we get into those low 70s and then back to mid to upper 70s going into next week. Hey, Nick Camino's got an update on sports coming up.
This sports report is sponsored by the people-pleasing people at Serra Auto Park in Akron.
Always great to welcome you back, getting you ready for the long holiday weekend. Have to admit, though, things did not get off to a great start for this long holiday weekend. Indians hosting the Blue Jays tonight over at Progressive Field. Now, come on, look at these weather conditions. Downright ugly. What is going on here, Matt Standridge? It's difficult to play baseball in this kind of weather. Things started out okay for Cleveland, though. Eddie Rosario with a 2-run single with the bases loaded. Indians go up 2-0, but as the night wore on, it seemed like the weather got worse, and so did the game. Randall Grichuk putting Toronto in front 3-2 in the third. Then the floodgates start opening up, and I'm not talking about the weather this time. A 4-run third, a 3-run fifth, and a 2-run sixth for the Blue Jays. Joe Panik's homer put an exclamation point on a difficult night. Your final score, they only played 7 innings due to the weather. Blue Jays 11, Tribe 2. We'll see if the Indians can shake off this ugly night tomorrow afternoon for the middle game of this 3-game weekend series. Lefty Sam Hentges on the mound for Cleveland. First pitch is set for 4:10, some late afternoon baseball. Meanwhile, Tribe skipper Terry Francona will be missing the rest of the series with the Blue Jays. Tito's youngest child going to be getting married this weekend. Bench coach DeMarlo Hale will manage the rest of the weekend. But what if I told you your son or your daughter could play in a football camp with Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield? Well, they do. They have an opportunity to do that this summer, July 24th and July 25th. Baker's bringing back his football camp. Gilmore Academy in Gates Mills. Kids ages 6 to 15 are welcome. Runs 9 a.m. to noon. Cost $299. All right, more NBA playoff basketball tonight, and the Cavaliers not part of it. We know they finished their season going 22-50. It was an ugly finish for the Wine and Gold, but today we finally got to hear from Cavs GM Koby Altman, and he was asked about Kevin Love, his big contract, his future here. It sounds like Love is here to stay, according to Altman.
He's going to have to get back in the gym and work on his craft. That's going to be the key for him. And there's a plan in place for him to get his legs back, more weight training, and just play more basketball.
All right, don't forget, Sunday, 12:45, right here on NBC. I'm getting sick watching this right here. Indy 500, the 105th Indy 500. Scott Dixon won the pole earlier this week. Can't wait for that. That's always exciting, Sarah, the Indy 500.
Is, and they're going to have fans back in the stands. Biggest event since the pandemic started this year.
Yeah, like we said, things slowly, right, getting back to normal. It's nice to have some fans there.
Feels really good. Thanks, Nick. We'll be right back. If you were paying attention to Matt's maps, you saw we are not the only ones dealing with a dreary start to Memorial Day weekend. In Chicago, the beaches all along Lake Michigan are open, but no one's there because it's too cold and the waves are too high. But better luck in Georgia, where Tybee Island, you see here, already packed with beachgoers. The weather was sunny and in the mid-80s, and the city has spent weeks getting the beaches ready for the busy weekend ahead. And here at home, of course, if you're cold inside, not bathing suit weather quite yet, you can get ready by planning for some summer fun. We've got you covered. We have a list of 12 must-do adventures from festivals and events, all kinds of things to check out in our summer fun guide on WKYC.com right now. Guys, got big plans this weekend?
I will be right here with the latest in sports. I was going to say that first clip you showed, Sarah, looked like Progressive Field tonight.
I know, right? They had some wind over in Chicago as well, huh?
Oh, yeah. All the Great Lakes were active, but I think the biggest waves were here in Lake Erie.
You're going to hear it overnight. You were warned. Be sure to tune in to 3 News Go starting at 5 a.m. Have a great one and a reflective Memorial Day.
Thank you for spending the evening with 3 News. Watch us live wherever you are, on our website, on our apps, or on your favorite streaming service. Wherever life takes you, 3 News is there.